A devastating earthquake killed people in Morocco. I wanted to discuss with you what we can see here in the Reuters article. Before we do that, please allow a moment of silence for the victims of this earthquake. Let's get started with the article here by Reuters. Like I said, now you might ask, where did this happen? Basically, this happened southwest of Marrakech. If you don't know the city of Marrakech, it's probably the most touristic city in the whole country. So much good stuff going on there. Western tourists go there on vacation, summertime, spring, autumn, winter. The weather is good throughout the year. Summer is definitely extremely hot. It's a desert. Here's what we see, right? Basically, we're looking at the deadliest earthquake in over 6 decades. Let this sink in for a moment. And the magnitude of the earthquake, I'm going to quote this again from the Reuters article, geological survey at a magnitude of 6.8 with an epicenter some 72 kilometers, translates to 45 miles southwest of Marrakech. You can read this article then later. I wanted to really talk about this very terrible event that happened. We've seen a lot of really terrible and saddening events happening over the past weeks. We had seen crazy fires in Hawaii, in Europe. We've seen that in the Canary Islands. We had seen it in Sicily, in Italy, right? There are so many places that get hit bad. And I'm not gonna talk now about climate change. That's not the point of this video, or whether, certain things might have to do with it or not have to do with it. I'm not interested in talking about that, but just coming from a place of empathy, where we have to understand that nothing in life is granted. This can happen in many places. This doesn't just happen in Morocco. This can happen anywhere. This can happen in America. This can happen in Asia. This can happen in Latin America. This can happen anywhere. In Africa, Morocco is Africa, right? This can happen pretty much anywhere. We are worried about things that aren't even a concern. Now think about the people that died. They said 1,300 people died. Likely this number will keep climbing and climbing as they are discovering more and more bodies. And so just think about this for a moment, right? Especially if you come from a rural area in Morocco, outside of Marrakech. Of course, Morocco is not the wealthiest of countries in terms of wealth per capita. It isn't. It's a beautiful country in many ways. And just think about for a moment, if you've worked your entire life to build a house and that house is now gone, and if you are fortunate enough to still be alive, you'll probably appreciate life a lot more going forward than you did before. Even if you appreciated life before, likely you'll appreciate it much more going forward because you're one of these survivors. So let this sink in. I thought about this for a long time before doing this video. It's really hard to understand what we have until we don't have it. We take so many things for granted every day, such as food, water, electricity. If those things were taken away from us, so many of us would be struggling big time. And this is a terrible situation for the family members who survived, who were lucky enough not to have been killed. Just think about that. All that you've ever worked for your entire life, your family, the people you love, and of course you lost your home, which is now secondary. The primary problem is having lost the people that were closest to you, the people that you loved the most. It's very difficult to overcome that. I personally can't picture it. I haven't been in a situation like that, but the people are not going for this. Think about how many thousands of people are going for this, or tens of thousands, I don't know. Lots of people are going for this now because they have lost someone very close to them who they have known for such a long time, who they have had fantastic times with. They cooked together several times a day, potentially slept together, right, in the same bed, lived in the same house. They did so many things together, and all of a sudden that person is no longer with you. Just let that sink in for a moment. Can you imagine? A lot of the things that we're discussing on this channel are trivial things. Compared to this stuff, they're very trivial things. And the things that we are worrying about aren't even a concern to most people. And they might not even be a concern for you in the future if something like this would happen to you. Just let that sink in. Nothing in life is granted. how complex, how challenging something is in life has a lot to do with the stage in life we're at. When we're at a stage where we're prospering, where little problems become big problems because of the run that we're having, then it's a different story than if we had a good life and everything is being taken away from us. And that's hard to picture, and nobody of us can really feel this now to the same degree that these people are feeling it, who are going through it. Nobody of us can do that right now. We can talk about it, we can share empathy, and that's what I'm trying to do with this video, okay? But to those people, this is like the worst case scenario. Think about it. Your house is gone, your loved ones are gone. This is the worst case scenario. Of course, the worst case scenario, I mean the worst of the worst would be if you would be dead too. But this is pretty much second worst case scenario. Your house is gone, your asset is gone. If you worked your entire life to build this house, and if it's all that you've got, it's devastating, it's unimaginable. Like the pain is unimaginable. It's at a level that we can't even comprehend. The people have to go through this, you know, which is saddening. Unfortunately, in today's world, the poor suffer the most, and those people now who lost their lives at the blink of an eye. It's just incredible to watch this and to reflect on that, even though we're not physically part of it. I mean, we are physically part of it, but we're not like in it like the victims. What we want to focus on here is that we're just so fortunate, right? We're so blessed to have the opportunity to live during this really prosperous time. Think about it. I mean, we have so much that our ancestors couldn't even have dreamed of. Everyday things, technology, real technological devices that we can use. Fantastic, we all love them. And I'm sure the people in Morocco love them too. Maybe not the ones in the village. It might be very underdeveloped there, but I'm sure many people there also have smartphones and are accustomed to using the internet just like we are. Or to a lesser extent, it doesn't matter, but you get the point. Like to us, losing the internet would be horrible. Being a day or two without our smartphones would be horrible, right? Because we're so accustomed to it. It's a standard that we've gotten used to. Try to think a little bit further and try to be appreciative for the little things that you have, especially the people around you. Like the people around you are what makes life great. You know, your inner circle, your social circle, your family, your close personal friends, they are the very core, they are the very heart of your life. And those people deserve the most attention, they deserve the most affection. Yes, it would be bad losing your smartphone. Yes, it would be bad not having access to the internet for several days, but picture this, losing your inner circle, losing the most important people in your life forever. They're gone. They cannot be recouped. They're gone. They're never coming back. These people, the 1300, they're never coming back. Well, at least not in this physical form. We don't know what's beyond what we know, right? Another dimension or energy being able to manifest itself in different shapes. You know, this is a whole other discussion that we're not going to have right now. But just imagine this for a moment, right? These people, the worst case scenario has come true for them. And that's disheartening, and it's something that most of us will never have to go through early on in life. Later on in life, we lose a lot more people that are important to us. When we're young, everything's very positive, rosy, and we don't understand a lot of things. But as we mature, as we get older, more and more people start saying goodbye to us, and we're going through pain too. But this pain right here that you're seeing in Morocco is a pain that's at a different level than what we're used to, than most of us will see our entire life. This is an accident caused by nature, right? These people had no control over what was happening. They had no clue that this would happen. I mean, potentially it happened before in that region. I haven't really checked on that. But just going through this and being one of the unlucky ones is just a tough pill to swallow. If you guys are interested, and I'm going to put this out there now. Let's see how many people interested. If we can put together a fundraiser for those people, I'd be more than happy to contribute some of my money. If you're into it, if you want to contribute some of your money, great. Whether we get 5 people or 200 people or potentially more than that, the more the better, right? I'd be interested in organizing a fundraiser specifically dedicated to the victims of this earthquake in Morocco that happened this weekend. If you're interested in that, post a comment below. Please be respectful and let me know if you would like to contribute, if you're interested in that. And if you want to help implement some of the work, I'd appreciate that too. So I don't have to do everything, but I am willing to do it depending on how many people are willing to join and are willing to help some of the victims. I appreciate your time and thank you for watching.